there's a lot more we could talk about, but things have moved on, and we're coming into a strange world. We've had COVID, so all sorts of things happening, and so-called threats here in China and all the rest of it, which may never come to fruition. Who knows? But
No.
they're going to spend the next 50, 100 years just getting Ukraine back to normal with the construction and everything else, and
that's right.
get that going. But I suppose I don't know how to put it, but we've come from somewhere which really was pen and paper stuff.
Yeah.
And when copy and paste meant photocopying and then pasting it into a document as opposed to text. There's great advancements in the technology. I mean, the drones have taken off for inspections and all the rest of it. You now got. I've been toying with artificial intelligence and all that. I mean, it's fantastic stuff what it does. It makes the productivity like what we used to. If we had to do it today,
that's right.
It would take 1/10 of the time to use what we produced. But where do you see it going in the future from here on in? You had to think about it?
I wish I knew. Look, I think everybody understands it's important, but whether they decide to do it properly is a big step, and that's the hardest thing. So until we get some real benefit type identification to say, had this been done, this would have saved $100 million or whatever. But at least some of the new projects that are being done on decent life cycle cost analysis. So we're putting the best thing in the place. I think that's improved enormously. When once upon a time it was just build this thing. Now. Yeah. So even tower blocks of apartments, we've now got to have a maintenance plan with them if they're more than 50 units.
Yep.
So starting to get those sort of rules in place are critical. But I mean, then you look at Sydney and you've got 3 tower blocks in which they didn't put reinforcing in critical spots. So the entire tower block's still unoccupied, So you just, everything comes back down, from my point of view, to good quality supervision and an audit. And if no one goes and has a look that they're putting the reinforcing in, then the answer is sometimes it can be left out.
Yeah.
And all that sort of thing needs to change. But no, look, I think there's some great, as you said, there's some great things being done in condition assessment, which is reducing cost and identifying risks far better. Renewal techniques, I mean, if we go back to my days and now, you're looking at some of these equipment now for water leaks, where they can actually identify it, putting a thing through the main, it stops, and it actually stops just that leak. Now, it's not going to extend the life of the pipe, but it's going to do lots of other good things, all that much. But, all of those things. And then, of course, Sandy, when you get to my age, I start breaking my body up into its components and understanding, trying to get the residual useful life of each of those components out and what it means to my
I know
overall.
what you mean. I know what you mean.
You and I are doing it together.
Yeah. I mean, look. Yeah.
But I still say to people, just keep in mind that beautiful water aqueduct with 3 levels, of arches going into Paris only stopped being used in 1985. Right? The Romans built it 5,500 years BC.
Yeah.
Now, who would have thought it was going to last that long? And I think the whole coming back to just really understanding quality of what you build, how long do you want it to last, all those sort of things are really important. And yeah,
Yeah,
anyway,
that's a whole different discussion in itself because yeah, in Europe of all places, they should be fully aware of that because of the amount of infrastructure that's still working. It
yeah,
was built
yeah,
2,000 years ago.
yeah. They're still
Churches,
driving on Roman roads.
yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly.
Or if it's not, maybe it's had a paving put over it, but it's still
It's
the base.
still a solid pavement,
Yeah.
better than most. Yeah,
No,
look, I think we're running out of time now, but from my point of view, I think it's exciting times for people who are just getting into it.
yep,
And
yep.
one of the things I wanted to do through these sessions with people is to get them to appreciate a lot happened before any of them were even born. I mean, we're in and out of trenches and all that long before some of these people were born, and
That's right.
we learned the hard way, and they're going to have a lot of tools to make it a lot easier for them.
Yeah,
What needs to happen is a change of mindset. And
that's right.
it's only going to come from them.
Yeah,
Next generation, the generational thing. So,
yeah. I think
I'm
if
excited
you
for them. I won't be around to see it, but I'm excited for
no,
them what could happen.
no, but if you sort of sit and go back to basics, if you can get the basics right,
Yeah,
I'm going to focus on what the portfolio. I'm going to understand the portfolio down to a component level that's appropriate to best practice. I'm going to look at the risk associated with those assets. I'm going to understand it totally, and I'm going to make sure that we fail in a logical way. So, and that just introducing climate change as a failure mode. Very few people have done it,
yeah,
and just starting to say, look, failure modes affects criticality analysis. That's the focus of what we should be doing, and start to put up those things. But at the same time, I'm putting up a 10-year program, let's say, that's got some pretty good validity to it. But I'm presenting a picture of the whole portfolio, and I'm giving it some sort of sense of accuracy for at least 30 years to really understand the greatest risks. But I'm going to paint those two pictures to the powers that be and to the public who are going to be funding some of this stuff. And that's part of the issue, that the public's really not been taught or thought that much about asset management. If I go back to New Zealand, one of the most wonderful things that happened out of that, and it was the Auditor General that did it, said, we're going to produce asset management plans every 4 years. They're going to be updated. They're going to be improved by the program for the gap analysis. We're going to produce that data, and we're going to put it out to the public in public meetings in the year before the elections, right? And that just, the logic of that is just fantastic. So, and it's fallen by the wayside to a huge degree over there. But through that sort of 15-year period that it was really well enforced, it was fantastic. And of course, community consultation is a huge issue in this,
yeah,
because you've got to convince either the government or the public to pay the taxes that are going to ensure that these things run. But what we did in the finish was to say, no, let's sell the bloody things to private enterprise. They'll do all that really well. Well, go and talk to the Italians about their toll road systems. They've now had 4 major bridge failures
yeah.
in the first bloody 12 years. How it just makes you cry as to how much money must be wasted in some of those things.
I
But
agree.
mm,
Okay. Well, yeah, I suppose we're at the wrong end of the career now. Come a long way.
well, we've come a long way, mate, but we hope it goes a bit further.
Well, I do. I mean, I'm passionate about it.
Yeah,
It's my whole reason for these things is to inform younger people, mentor them, get them, I suppose, give them a drop of wisdom, as the
yeah,
show's name is.
yeah,
Give them a drop
yeah,
of wisdom and let them move on and make those decisions and have a direction.
yeah.
I think then we'll do well.
But
Yeah, my
but
lifetime.
yeah, but I think I come back to until the quality assurance side of things, ISO produce really good guides on what is the best appropriate practice for different uh, levels of asset management and asset types. We're going to have people not failing to meet those standards quite
Yeah,
easily.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. All right. Well, it's been a
Terrific, mate.
pleasure. Been a pleasure talking to you.
It's been a pleasure talking to your name, but
Yeah.
I would love to have seen your face.
I'm on the video, so don't worry.
Well, I'll look at that, but we'll just have to have lunch again soon.
Yeah, we will do. We'll do. I just
Thanks,
want
mate.
I just want to say to the patrons, this can't be done without help from you guys. So support the Patreon site, and
Yeah,
we'll do a lot more of these videos.
yeah, no, great
Until then,
idea. You
signing
really
out.
will.
Mm.
Thanks, mate. Bye.
Okay, see ya. Enjoyed this video? Press the like button and subscribe. If you'd like to see more, please click on the Patreon link below and sign up.